What is up, everyone? This will be my Briar jungle video, and I'm gonna show you everything you need to know on how to play Briar jungle. So Briar, I've been playing her on my main and I really like her. I think she's really strong. I've been doing a build. There's a couple builds I really like. One is going to be the one we're showing in this video. Press the attack page with domination second. The build is going to be Titanic into Cleaver into Death Stance into like Sterix, Spear Visage for MR, or Sunder Sky for HP. That's the straight build. For pathing, you always want to kind of solo Raptors and play for a full clear. You can also solo blue as well if you want to play for the opposite side of clear. We're me playing in Diamond rank MMR, and I'm going to be playing against the Skarner jungle. So when you start, always start W. The reason why I solo Raptors, it just gives you a really good 325 full clear time. So you're just ready for the crab and you're able to get all your farm. I think Briar especially is really vulnerable to like falling behind early game. And if you want to have success on this champion, you're going to have to be really, aggressive about farming. You're not being aggressive about ganking. It's all about farming on this champion. And if you're unable to farm, you're going to struggle a lot with her. So there, you can always leave the camp to like 100 HP and your bleed effect will generally finish off. Here you want to smite it and then W, and make sure you don't run out of your W time bar. You always want to make sure you get the bite. Here you just E to finish it off. It's always better to E in that situation to kill the baby ones because it's really annoying. Here I like to walk up, auto attack, and W into the attack. And the reason why I do this is because your W is an auto attack reset, especially with a lot of your abilities. They are all auto attack resets that you can utilize to speed up your clear and also just maximize the amount of damage you're able to, dish out, which is, in my opinion, very good to understand. For example, in this camp, I will demonstrate pretty much all the auto attack resets you have in your kit. This is not how you're going to clear all your camps, but this is how you're going to clear on the first camp. You're going to Q, right click into E, into a right click, into a W. So there you're able to utilize 2 and 3 auto attack resets that you may have not been able to get earlier. Very good for, speeding up your clear and just understanding why it's really important. Because an auto attack reset just means you get an extra auto off by resetting the timer of your attack. Here I E auto into the bush, and then I just smite when it gets slow into a W bite. It's just really important stuff when you know about her. Make sure you play for the full clear, play for crabs. I understand sometimes games are random. I too also fall into the trap where my games are extremely random, but try to remember that, you just have to play for your initial full clear. Once you full clear, you have pretty much the freedom of an American where there's nothing restraining you from that. Here, I like the odds of our fights. What I'm going to do is actually go on her right away. Bite her down. The usual. And yeah, I'm gonna take the free Leona kill. Diamond, by the way. You love League of Legends now. Here, I'm going to go on this right away. I don't have smite, but, it's just really important to have position over, possibly having your smite or whatever. Here, you can actually E into the wall, shift, finish it off. What I'm worried about in this situation is actually just my, there, I'm going to E quickly to reset it. I'm worried about Skarner. I'm not worried about that. So you can actually, stun them real quick like that. Really nice to know. Give him the crab. It don't matter. I've gotten so much. I've gotten a kill and an assist. I'm extremely happy with this early game. Always hit this to reveal him. Here, I just start the camp with a Q. Just because I'm already pretty much on it. But generally, I think for people, the first clear you saw me, I do my first clear very differently about how I start to clear the jungle later on. The game just sort of changes. The way you clear camps changes. A lot of time you're going to be Wing farther away from the camp just because the W gives you a lot of that move speed. Just understand the way I clear in the very early game changes with a lot of champions. Because just how much ability haste you have, the more ability points you have, it starts to change. And now with 3 points into my W, you're going to see me using a lot different. So this build, we're going to Titanic. So always want to go into like, a build like this. I like to go into Tunneler. Then I like to go into like, Tiamat with boots and then Giant Spell. Up to you how to do it. I like to just do this sort of build path to maximize my damage. The reason why I do it because Tunneler is one of the best, most cost-efficient early game buys in the game. And it just gives you everything you want. HP plus 80 on your first item build is really strong. So here, it's a situation where Gromp is going to be up. Skarner started top side. The reason why we know this is because, well, what happened when I finished my bot side clear? Skarner was bot side. So if the other jungler shows up on the opposite, the side you are in at the end of your clear, he started on the same side you start on. So, important information, remember. But I'm really strong with this buy, so I'm pretty happy with this fight. I'm going to take the tunnel in and then just go on whoever I can. Probably going to go on the Leona here, mostly because Varus isn't really a guaranteed kill. And I really don't think I'm going to be able to kill him there. I don't want to get into a weird situation where I'm running back and forth, trying to kill people. Skarner shows up. I'm in debt. I have to pay off a loan, stuff like that, you know. Here I could start Dragon. I could also cross and play for Grubs. Realistically, he shouldn't be on Grubs unless he somehow changed his full clear. So what I think is he's either finished here, he was covering the gank, and then he based and he might be topside now. That's what my opinion is. He could be on it now, so we're just going to check, but he shouldn't be. Oh, he might be able to get a fight here. But I might actually be in a terrible spot now. Yeah, that was not the best idea by me. Not the brightest call right there. I should have just gave it up. Played for the dragon. I just don't like doing dragons if I can get the void grubs early game. Especially if we're strong enough to fight. But I'm not 6 yet, so it was just too dicey for us to ever go into that situation here. Probably just go for the Ruby and base. I'm not good into beef comps this early game on. A Trundle roaming down, very dire for my situation. But overall, I mean, it's not the end of the world to make a mistake like that. Make sure you don't lose too many jungle camps here. I'm going to WQ on and just start clearing my jungle. I have a smite charge, but I like to use my smite potentially on, you know, the red buff here. And I'm just going to clear my top side, maybe look for a play on maybe whoever looks juicy. With your ultimate, you're really good at ganking, but you don't really want to be using your ganks across the map. You generally want to gank people sort of from lane. For example, if I was going to gank this guy, I would probably gank by like standing here. And if he shows, I'll, you know, go for an ultimate. If I think it's a kill, I would go for it. If I don't, then I probably wouldn't go for it. So if I was to shoot it, I would shoot it like this, right? What I want him to do is actually just commit to the creeps. So here it should be a hit. So we just hit, use our Q right away. W, and then bite him to kill him off, right? It's example how you're going to use your ultimate for lane ganks. I felt good about this gank because I already cleared half my jungle. I'm going to be going here afterwards, which is no problem. So it really doesn't hurt my game at all. Skarner really not going to be able to steal my bot side. My bot lane's in a decent situation, especially because we got our bot lane ahead. And now we're just going to go farm our bot side safely. And those are the ways you're going to be using your ultimate. A lot of ultimates, you know, you want to use it from sort of from angles of shadow. But most importantly, you want to really use it from these sort of positions of... Akshan could be here, so that's what I'm kind of wondering. Is he here? If he's not here, then I'm just gonna farm. But yeah. It's really... I mean, you can use it to shoot across the map and stuff like that, but it could be hard, so just remember that. Just be smart about how you use it. Don't just use it off of the most random thing. It's really nice to have your ultimate and then just full clear and then ulti when it's pretty much ready to fight. That will get you ahead really hard. I have smite for this, so I'm able to kind of play off that. Grubs are 50 seconds, but this should be a potential kill. I don't have ultimate here, but... Now we're in a situation where, honestly, I'll probably just start the dragon now. Feels quite good. Especially with your balling able to help you on it. Always extremely good for us. But I don't want to give them 6 void grubs, so obviously I'm concerned about that. I'm going to my Titanic. We only have 12 seconds to make a play off that. Having Titanic is huge. It makes your buy so strong. Always, you know, base early when you have it. Or at least, like, be smart about when you base for it. And the goal is, you know, Titanic into Cleaver. You also want to think about what items they have, right? or what damage source we're going to be playing against. This team is pretty much AD heavy, so armor boots is going to be really OP. So we're going to prioritize getting our armor boots early. We're in a situation where I probably can't do anything about the grubs, which sucks. But this Trundle might overextend, and this is, again, we're going to utilize that ultimate we talked about. Over walls like this, really important, really good. So you can just ulti like this, and boom. Always going to hit them. Q, W forward, and just kind of stay on them. Wait for your W to time out, and then you're going to go for a bite, because usually by this point, you're going to be able to get another bite down. And that's sort of where you're able to kind of get that juice from. That second bite, right? So the second bite will come back up. That's why ability hit is really important. And after that, I mean, I can't really do anything about the grubs. My game is already pretty good, so I'm just going to go farm. And with the Titanic, it's really important to understand comboing on this champion. You're going to be comboing a lot with the Titanic. Generally, I'll show you on this camp. You're always going to Q, auto attack, Titanic, W bite down. So here, for example, I would just go Q, W, auto attack, Titanic, bite. That's like the one-shot combo on her. There are situations you could do it a bit differently. You could wait on your bite, but generally that's how you're going to maximize your damage. It procs press attack. You're able to get a bunch of damage off. Q, auto attack, Titanic, bite. Very nicely done. And just practice it a lot when you're farming. You just want to be comfortable with it, because as you're going for these sort of plays, you want to make it very fast and very quick, because the quicker it is, the more sort of you're able to catch people off guard. This game, my team is not really doing well away from bot lane, so I'm going to prioritize, you know, playing towards bot lane, right? I want bot lane. I want to just play heavily around it. I just want us to do, you know, be successful with this. What the hell, Bard? Okay. I might ultimate here. I'm very strong, so but I have to E here. This is much better position, especially because I can bite down here and heal up. You always want to be careful with your abilities. Beautifully done. You always want to be careful how far you are. Like if I'm on a Skarner in that situation and there is just allowed to free auto me, you're most likely gonna die, right? That's why it's really bad in that situation. But if I'm on Skarner and he's literally diving into me, right? That's a much better position. Remember, wow, you actually got pushed down. Remember, it's all about those sort of positions. Just because my ultimate gives me these sort of just because my ultimate gives me some armor and MR, you're really not that tanky. So be careful how many people are going to be hitting you if you ulti. If it's just one person, you're 1v1ing, beautiful. Your ultimate super OP. If it's more than that, then yes, you're gonna be in a bad situation. Here, I'm gonna W, auto attack, Titanic. And my goal is just to farm here and just wait for the next play. Dragons in a minute. I want to play around dragons. Usually in this point, if you're able to just AFK farm, you have to have a mindset of just like letting your teammates die a lot too. If you're not able to let your teammates die, you're really gonna fail a lot in these games. Like there's gonna be a lot of bad fights, and you have to say no. Just say no, and just keep playing around your farm. If this guy plays on tower, sure, that would be a good fight, but realistically, he's not, and I want to make sure I'm clearing as much as possible here. If I see a really aggressive fight, I might just use, you know, look to ulti here, but I don't see an angle yet. I don't want to be ulting unless I feel like it's really good. If I see them diving like 1,000 yards in, that could be really good. Seeing this guy going like that, really good for us. Would have loved that KS there. And Skarner got confused. This is a good pick, right? So always W over the walls. Your W range, really important, really strong. I'm gonna E here. W, auto attack, Q, Titanic. Wait for the missing health damage and then the bite damage as well if you can. You know, you really want to get yourself ahead. Priority number one. You are the most important person on your team. If you can get yourself ahead, it's really good. So always kind of play around that. Yeah, this dragon's going to be really easy for us to take. I still have my ulti after all of it, right? You don't have to be always using everything with your ultimate. You can always do... Damn, he took another tower. You don't have to do everything with your ultimate. You can always do plays without it as well. This guy might be greedy. He might go for more, but... What I think is going to happen is Varus and Leona are going to play on this bot tower. But I'm going to be able to get an ulti, ideally, on the Varus. So, what you want to do is... Leona's probably going to clear this pink, so what I'm going to do is just angle my ultimate for the Varus if he goes for a tower here. If nothing, we can base. But I'm not going to ulti on Leona, because then we'll run into the situation where, you know, the fed person, for example, like the Varus will just be able to free auto me, and we don't want that. Here I'm just going to get the pickaxe plus a ruby. I'm going to go group up. You know, games like this are going really well for us. Games that are going to be bad is when the Leona or the enemy support is just living in your jungle. Then you're going to struggle a lot. So just remember that. Be really careful about those games where they have a really aggressive, like, roaming support. And don't get baited by that. Here, we do have the Trundle problem, right? But I'm really good into him. If I see him up here, we could easily do something. I've shown you the ways we kill Trundle. Really try to get the connect on the ultimate. Even if he's going bot side, he's extremely easy for us to kill. I mean, this build, it's really not that scary to play against. He may be quick, but I don't think he can outrun my ultimate if it hits. So here we actually see him moving up, which would be really good for us. You can just see he actually warded there. Here, remember, you can E in advance, right? So it should be able to get the damage off. And losing mid tower would be unfortunate, but Trundle shutdown always good. You're going to run into a lot of situations where you're going to have to kill the split pusher who's a problem before you can do pretty much anything else. And it's always easier to get these sort of isolated fights than it is, for example, to kill the other person. Here I'm going to smite on him, right click, just get on him fast. You're just really good into these long fights as well. I'm going to E now. Should die here. I didn't think I had a chance getting out there, but maybe the E was a mistake. If I could have killed Trundle a bit sooner, maybe that could have worked out. But like we see, we're against a team that's really AD heavy, stack armor. These games are probably your favorite as Briar when you're against these heavy AD comps, because you can itemize really well by going DD third with armor boots, and you can build 4th, 5th, what item, whatever. Steric's really good. Sunder's guy is also quite good. But I'm pretty confident myself in this game. I think we're in a really strong position. Just keep stacking dragons, get Otacon. It's really good. Otacon's really strong. It's really broken to have Otacon when you have dragons, because the 25% increases each dragon. It also increases the dragon soul. Here I'm just ulting a straight line because Trundle is a man who likes to run in a straight line. We need to kill him, but he's so fast. Guys, come on, we gotta hit these ability effects. Doing it is pretty easy for us. We have pretty much complete prio here. Enemy team is not really contesting. Otacon, yes, it can be a bait sometimes if your team is like really in a bad spot. The games like this, enemy team could come in. What I think is Skarner is going to E over from the wall. So I can kind of play in advance here. We have Dragon in 10, so we can easily play for Dragon here. I don't really have anything at base for, so what I'm going to do is just cross through mid. This guy with Leona is a problem, so I can't really do much about that. Just going to get the wave here. They could already be on it, but I can't really face wreck my own. I have to wait for Bard and my team to come. I'm gonna just W over the wall here to get out. Wait for our team to come and then I can ultimate. Just take whatever kill we can here. Again, issues you'll run into is when you ulti and you're just chasing someone extremely far away. You don't want to be in that situation. By ulti here, they have this mid tower, so you don't get baited. You can see with a cleaver, you're able to shred tanky champions like Skarner extremely fast. Really okay. I would say she's better in games where you can just abuse melee champions. You're just extremely hard to deal with. And not many champions can even... You can just out-heal a lot of the, damage AD champions can do. You really do need MR. Spear Visage, really good. But you can easily play without having to build a single MR item. I like to, I really like to just maximize as much damage as possible on her. You just really don't want to be building items. The only one exception is Spear Visage that don't have AD, just because of how well it's, synergizes with her healing kit. But yes, you have to be careful about that kind of stuff. Here, I'm pretty okay with base wrecking Leona, for example. I'm gonna save my Q in case he tries to run. And you just bite this for more money. Potentially could dive, but we're okay with the situation so far. Just auto here. The only person we have to watch out for is like Akshan right now. Wow, she would have died if she took that. And yes, the enemy team is playing split push. What does the weakness of that have as well? They're not going to be very strong to us grouping up. DD is very expensive, unfortunately. Easily jumped over this wall too. Damn, if I had an E there, maybe. Just flashes over though. I wasted my E there earlier. Might have been able to do something there. That is Trundle Flash, which is a big cooldown we're able to utilize. And I still have my flash up coming up. Not bad, Bard. Not bad. But I don't think they have damage yet. We're going to end up wanting our Sterix most likely after. So we're going to go Sterix after our DD, which is going to be a really good buy for us. I do have my ultimate. Them getting the dragon, obviously, not ideal. But still, okay. You can buy pinks if you like. You don't also have to buy pinks. Sometimes vision is an unnecessary thing when people don't utilize. See, ultis like this are just more likely to miss. Unless you're like lower ranks, you could get away with it. Just because the minions give vision, right? So minions, they give vision. That's a bit of a problem. Because enemy laners will see the ulti come in way sooner. So here I don't mind tanking because, well, this guy is actually trolling his own flash. He ultied me, so I can just E him here. Now we have a 4v5 in our hands, so much better to do this. Always kill the split pusher if you can. If you have your grouped up numbers, you can just be really good. I think I missed this. Unfortunately, but we can maybe run them down. Kill the support fast if you can. You can heal up. Trying to get a bite on the minion. You can heal up extremely fast on Briar, just whatever you can, just weave in. Get these bites down, even your E. If you're in a situation like this where, you know, you're probably not going to need it right away, just E once and you're pretty much full health. Here I want to W bite together to burst it down. Your bite generally would do like 300 damage to Baron and Dragon, so you can combo together. Now that I have my DD, I'm really happy to just base now. Maybe could have done the Gromp, but it's okay. Games are just really random. And you don't really want to be sort of missing your chance to get a good fight. For example, I'm really strong right now. For them to kill me, impossible. So I'm happy for potentially a good fight. First thing I want to do is just get the red buff and then group up with my team afterwards. A lot of ability haste now, which is pretty much the key number we're looking for. We always want to have around like 40 ability haste. Fighting just mid, honestly, isn't that bad as well. Just want to kill the support like we talked about. Supports will always imp like this, especially melee ones. The thing about it, in this meta too, it's just really good to kill the support because once you kill her or him, you're able to kind of like deny that enemy team getting vision potentially and just control completely. For example, like the Baron. Here I can just keep my biting going. I'm not going to Q as much as more unless he's close by. I'm gonna ult because he looks like he's in a line. Nice, we hit him. So we're just going to go on him right away. I should be able to kill him even just myself. Now we can just go on the Skarner as well. I'm very tanky with the DD as we talked about. And now we can actually just get the Baron down. Ending the game is ambitious. Getting the Baron, easy. Always want to secure these sort of objectives. Really good for your game. And just continuously, you know, I'm not trying to 50-50 a Baron. I think we could easily just win a fight. Hitting the R and Lakshon guarantees that. You can see who's in a really easy straight line. So you always want to sort of get these ulti angles where either they're on a wall or they're in a straight line. You can easily collapse on them. And just able to hit that skill shot. Now, I mean, most likely we want Stair because I usually go into like components like this. And we're just going to keep playing towards our game. Our game plan is really simple. We have Dragon Soul in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Our goal is to get these sort of outer towers here. In the meantime, before Dragon's up. And we don't really want to dive them unless, you know, the enemy team is really easy to dive. Here, I'm going to at least farm one side of my jungle so I'm not like griefing my farm. You always want to keep your CS going a bit. I'm not going to full clear in this situation, but I will clear half my jungle, which is a really good tip for you guys to have. And then I'm going to go for crab here. Once I get the crab, I get the full clear off and be happy. I'm going to E here because they're kind of lined up on a wall. Damn, I'm actually not able to live before my ulti goes off. That Wombo combo was insane. That's a good reason why the Sterix would help you survive that situation. Maybe I needed to run back and then sort of look for an ultimate. There's no way we lose off that. That would be so sad. They have 6 scrubs. GP has to wait clear. Don't die, my man. What? I think we lost, actually. Just one bad fight, and then it's GG. Well, that's how fast games can turn sour. Hope you guys liked that video. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one. Good luck in the game. Good luck in the climb. And yeah, good luck on the life.